What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Albion Online video. In this video I want to have a guide explaining to you how you can effectively do black market flipping. I have done these methods on my 10k flipping challenge where I trade between the black market and the Carrion market. I want to have a full in-depth tutorial and guide on how I actually make these trades and how I was able to turn 10,000 silver in around a million silver so far in that series, which only has been running for 3 episodes. So I want to share with you guys exactly what I do, but before we get started, I do want to say I am giving away a Black Panther on my Discord server. There will be a link in the description to my Discord server. You can join, you can scroll down to the weekly giveaways tab, and you can enter the giveaway to win a Black Panther. Again, this is a giveaway that will only last from yesterday to Wednesday, so May the 15th, and if you want to enter, it's very easy to enter, but join my Discord server. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this video. The only requirements you need is a little bit of capital, a little bit of silver just to get started flipping, as well as you need to be in Carrion. I will also have a link in the description to a video I did explaining to you how exactly the black market works, so it's kind of helpful if you understand what the black market is and how it affects the game. So I'll also have a link in the description so you can check that out. To begin black market flipping, all you have to do is find items in the black markets that are being bought for a higher amount of silver, and then going into the Carrion market and finding they're being sold for a lower amount of silver. So I'm going to be running through this strategy I do. I usually like doing tier 7 and tier 8 trades. That's because I have enough capital to do these big trades. But if you don't have enough silver, not as much silver as I do, then you can start sticking to the tier 4, 5, and 6. There are also some very good trades, especially for tier 5. Tier 5 has been one of the good soft spots areas where if you're beginning, you can actually do some good trades with tier 5. So let's go into tier 7. I also like starting with the 0 enchantment and working my way up. So if I look at the 0 enchantment, buy orders, and I don't see anything being a good trade being bought, then I'll move on into the tier 1 enchantment and then tier 2 and tier 3 enchantments. So let's go into tier 0 enchantment. And then a lot of people like sorting it by price. I don't necessarily like doing this. Yes, you can make some very good trades because these are the most expensive items being bought in the black market. But it's very hard. A lot of people look at them. What I like doing is I like sorting it by the item name. So what I would do is I would come here, click on the item, and this will start sorting the black market by items. That means there's going to be a category of items. So we're going to start off with the Great Arcane, then we're going to move down to Occult, then the Great Axe, then the Bow, and we're just trying to find items that are selling for a higher amount of silver. And then if we think that there's a certain item that's being sold for a lot of silver, we'll check the Carrion markets and see if it's being sold for a lower amount of silver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for an item and try seeing if I can find a good deal, and then I'll get back to you guys. So it actually didn't take me long. What I did is I went down, I scrolled down, and again I searched by categories. So I pretty much look at the items. So I look at all the arcane staffs, then I go into the Carrion marketplace, and then I look at the arcane staffs there. But I went over here all the way down to the Claymore, and as you can see, there is a quality of good Claymore that is being bought for 278,000. And if we come here into the black market, one quick thing before we get completely started, I suggest bringing the fastest mount possible, because these trades do get filled up, and if you're not fast enough, you'll be stuck with the item, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So I'm going to come here, and if we look at the Claymores here, you see that I can buy a Claymore for the quality outstanding for 240,000, and if I purchase this, I can sell it for 278,000. So that's around a 38,000 trade here. And that's pretty much the gist of everything you have to do. You do have to run back and forward, but I'll explain a method, what some people do to kind of bypass that. So we come here and we bought it for 240, and we can sell it for 278. And just like that, we make 30,000 silver. So let's run through a trade here live. I'm going to be looking at, I already did the crossbows. Let's look at the heavy crossbows. One quick thing, if you have something like an ISO or something that can take a screenshot of your screen, you can easily kind of take a screenshot of the items here, so you can kind of memorize what are the current prices. So the heavy crossbow, so I usually like searching heavy crossbow, and it's kind of selling for a quality of good for 229,000. So what I would do is I'll go all the way here to the Albion markets. Since I have the Black Panther, I can use that super sprint. It won't take me that long to come here. Check this and look at that. The heavy crossbow is selling for 212,000. So I would buy this, and then I will go back into the black market, and that should be a trade of like 10 to 12,000 silver there. I do have to mention black market. The black market does have a hefty tax. So as you can see over here, before we sell the item, you'll see the tax. The tax. So we go heavy crossbow, and we go sell it off, and there is a 2% premium tax. So make sure that you do account for that tax. So especially if you're doing like big trades, like if you have such a huge item, then the tax will cut you a lot of silver. So make sure you have that tax in mind. So we can sell this off, and we made some kind of amount of silver there. Again, we bought it for 212,000, and we sell it for 229,000. That's pretty much the gist. Let's try looking something else. So let's go into the item down here. We did crossbows. And I like doing dagger pairs, so let's do dagger pairs. There's a dagger pair for 250,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a screenshot of the screen right now, and then I'm just going to head back into the Albion markets and try looking for a dagger pair of a good quality that's selling below 250,000. Again, this is not really hard. It's just knowing what kind of the prices are in general, looking at the markets. So let's do dagger pair. And it looks like no, none of these are selling. Is there one of quality of excellence? There's probably no masterpiece being sold. No. So again, if you can't find a good trade like this, all you have to do is head back into the black markets and head into the other category, something else that's not a dagger pair. So I'm gonna continue kind of looking for trades, and I'll kind of pitch you in once I hit a good trade. So I came across the divine staff, and this is actually kind of a good idea. It gives you a good idea if this is going to be a good trade. That is when there's something such as a normal quality that is selling for more silver than stuff like of excellent quality and masterpiece quality. So here in the divine staff, there's literally a divine staff of normal quality, just the basic quality, selling for more silver than stuff like the masterpiece and the excellence. So now that I know divine staffs, let's search divine staffs here. Divine staff, 237,000. So I'll go back into the Albion market. I haven't checked the Albion market for the divine staff. Hopefully we have a good trade going on here, and then we can check that. Okay, we can buy one for 204. And we can buy this and take it and go back into the black market. Okay, so I want to talk also about the item quality. You do have to match the item quality of that item, but if you are buying a higher item quality, you can just sell it off for the lower item quality. So for example, I just bought an item quality of good, so I can sell it off for the item quality of normal, but I cannot sell it off for something like masterpiece or something like excellence. If I have something like a masterpiece and I'm doing a masterpiece trade, I can sell off that masterpiece item for anything that's a lower quality of it, so I can sell it off for the excellence or pretty much any other item quality. But for example, I can't sell off this good quality to a trade of an outstanding quality, so I can only sell it off from the quality that's below it. So for example, for the good quality, the only thing I can sell is good quality, as you can see here, as well as just normal quality. So let's go sell this off, and we made about 18,000 silver with that trade, and that's pretty much all. Again, it's looking at the black market, looking at the Albion market. I don't suggest doing other markets, so don't necessarily go into like a Fort Sterling market or something and try looking for the item there. If you can't find it here in the Albion market, then there's no point. It's gonna take too much time going into another market. Looking at stuff like tier 8 and tier 7, as you can see, you're going to find very, very profitable trades. But again, if you don't have the capital, you don't want to risk all of your silver doing these trades, because what could happen is let's say I go into the tier 8 and I go tier 8 and I have this super good arcane staff trade, which is selling right now for 235,000. I go into the the regular Albion market, I buy that great arcane staff, but I come all the way here and I see that this buy order is being fulfilled. I will be stuck with that item until the price of that item in the black market hits that certain silver price that you're trying to sell it off. and then that's when I can sell my item off again, which might take a couple hours, might take a couple days. It shouldn't take more than a week for the item to be back up there. Again, if you don't know how the black market works, there will be a link in the description to a video where I go over exactly how the black market works in the game, how it interacts with the mobs, how it interacts with the dungeons and such forward. So I think I'm just gonna do a little more trades and just show you how profitable it is. If you really want to see how really profitable it is, I'll also have a link in the description to the videos where I'm turning 10,000 silver into something like 4 million silver, and we're currently at 1 million silver, and that's a little small series. But I'm gonna just show you guys just like some trades run here and see how much money we can make in something like 20 minutes or so. So we got a dual swords tier 8 of outstanding trade, and I bought it for around 370, and I can sell it off for 438. And again, since it's an outstanding quality, I can sell it off to a good quality. So with that trade, we pretty much made like 30-40k silver there, and let's see how much we can get by the end of the video. Super small trade here, but we need to take as much silver as we can. So there we go, it's about a 10,000 silver trade. This is a huge trade. This is like a 76,000 silver trade with the black monk. We can come here and I bought it for 400,000, sell it off for 467, and we're there. We're gonna try hitting the 3 million mark by the end of the video, but we're almost there. We have 2.7 or almost 2.8 million silver. We have another very, very good trade going on here for the divine staff. We bought it for around 310, and we can sell out for 390, 382. Oh, someone took that by order. Let's fulfill that one, and there we go. That's around a 70,000 silver trade. So again, as you can see there, someone fulfilled a order, but then there was another order that happened. Sometimes this does happen where it shows like a 0 instead of a 1, and then you have to click on it. It's not going to sell it, and then you have to just click on it, keep clicking on it until it sells. I'll talk about, before we end the video, about sell orders and then some tips that I do or some people do, so it's easier to run back and forward between the black market and the Albion market as well. This trade is going to put us very close to our mark. Let's trade it here. That's like a 70,000 trade. There we go. We need about 85,000 silver to finish off our little video here of we're trying to reach the 3 million mark. But pretty good trade. I switched to the tier 6.2. I went from tiers flat 7 to 7.1 to a little bit of 8 and then back to 6.2. It's only been 13 minutes since I started the video, so it's not been that long, and as you can see, I am making a lot of silver just flipping items. This is probably the biggest trade I have done in this video. It's literally almost $1 million trade here, but we did hit our 3 million silver mark. That is the goal we wanted to do in this video. So now that we hit the 3 million silver mark, that is the goal. We currently made around 400,000 silver, and it's been about 15 minutes of me just going back and forward. I do want to teach you and tell you guys some quick tips on how to do this. There are some things that you might want to know before you get started doing this, and you really need to pay attention because some of these can be game breaking. Number one, don't overfill and overpopulate the black market, because the black market is not like the Albion markets and other markets where it's player versus player. Like, I'm selling you this and you're buying this from me. It is a player versus the game, the NPC. Again, if you don't know how it works, there'll be a link in the description with the black market video, but basically it's you trading that item to an NPC who then gives that item to mobs out in the world. And if you overtrade the black market, there's not going to be enough orders being put out there if everyone's just trying to trade every single day, every single time, every single minute, trying to trade in the black market. So always try changing some things up. I actually do this myself. I go out and start doing random dungeons and start doing PvE activities. The reason I do this is every time I go out and do something like a random dungeon or a Hellgate, I start putting, or that activity starts putting orders in the black market, so then I can come back and start filling those orders up. So if all of us as black market traders, if we don't necessarily overfill and overpopulate the black market, but as well as do activities like PvE activities like Hellgates and stuff like that, we're gonna be able to constantly keep adding orders to the black market, keep fulfilling the orders. But if we all just start doing the black markets without taking care of the game, of doing the PvE action, then it's going to be overfilled, overpopulated, and there might be some problems that cost. So make sure you also do some PvE stuff. Go do some random dungeons with your guild, go do a Hellgates with a partner, go do whatever you can out in the world so you can start regenerating some of the buy orders. So that's something I needed just to get off in this video. Another thing, there is actually a way, and some people do it, where you can run 2 instances of Albion Online on your same computer, and all you have to do is just tab out and tab back in between the different kind of instances. The way you do this is you need to have premium on both characters that you're trying to log in from the same computer. So what some people do, and I don't do this because I don't have premium on 2 characters, what some people do, they would first of all log into their main character where they're trying to make money, and then they will just go out and make another account. So they'll go and register another account. It's a free-to-play game, so they just make another account with a different email, and then they'll buy premium for that character. And if you have 2 characters that are premium, you can run the game twice in your computer. You can have the game running twice in your computer. So all you have to do is tab back in between the both games, and one character can be in the black market, and then the other character can be in the carrier market. And all someone can do is keep looking at the item prices and then tab back in between the characters and checking the prices that easily. I don't have that. I'm currently trying to get premium on my other characters so I can do something like this. But I don't do this. A lot of people kind of do this. They just have 2 characters with premium, and you're allowed to have 2 instances of the game as long as the 2 characters have premium. That is another thing. I do want to talk about sell orders. If you do get stuck with an item and an item does not sell, all you have to do is go into the sell tab and sell the item at the price you want. And what happens is you have to wait until the price of the black market of that item reaches that price that you're trying to sell it off, and it's just going to automatically sell it. So for example, I think if you come here, let's see, for example, I was selling off a Depth's Curse staff for 7,000 silver, but the black market was not selling it off at 7,000 silver at the current time. So what I did is I put a sell order at 7,000 silver, and then when the black market item, that item hits that 7,000 silver mark, my item would be sold automatically, and I don't have to wonder. So if you're stuck with an item, what you can easily do is come here into the sell tab, do a sell order, and then when the price hits that of that item, it will automatically sell, and then that's how you can make profit if you get stuck with an item. With that being said, I think that's all I have to go over. There are a little bit different methods you can use with the black market, but in general, this is all you need to know about black market flipping. Very easy. Find an item in the black market that's being sold for a higher amount of silver, and then go into the carrier market and see if that item is being sold for a lower amount of silver, and then just make that transaction and then keep the difference in between. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you want to win or want to enter the giveaway for the Black Panther, there'll be a link in the description to my Discord channel. Enter it. It's going to end pretty soon in like 4 more days. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Comment below any suggestions for upcoming Albion Online videos. And with that being said, I will see you guys later on my next video. Peace.